Tickets for Erika Jayne's Las Vegas residency are being sold for $7. Are Lala Kent and Ariana Madix feuding? And is Mauricio Umansky going to be on Dancing with the Stars? Hey everyone, welcome to Shared News. We are reacting to this week's top Bravo headlines, and there is a lot to get to, from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to Salt Lake City and everything in between. Although geographically, I don't think there is another franchise in between those two, but we're going to be discussing a lot of headlines today. As always, I'm your host, Morgan Wright, joined today by Kayla G. Kayla, how are you? I feel like we haven't been on a panel together in a long time.
I feel like it's been a million years. I missed you so much and all of your Bravo opinions. We have so much to talk about this week, and I cannot wait.
Well, let's do it. Let's just jump right in. We have 4 headlines that we're going to dive into today. First, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, specifically Erika Jayne. You know, she's been doing this Las Vegas residency, bet it all on Blonde, and some Bravo fans pointed out this week that her tickets for the show are being sold for as little as $7. So if you want to go see Erika Jayne's show in Vegas, it certainly is affordable. On StubHub, the tickets are as low as $7. On Vivid Seats, they range, but you can get them between $14 and $22. And not to mention, that could be a front row seat because these tickets are labeled as general admission. But the original retailers, Ticketmaster and Live Nation, are selling tickets for $69 or higher. Honestly, the only thing that I've seen about Erika Jayne's Las Vegas residency has been video clips of when other people are there, like Lisa and Dorit and Kyle Richards. Kayla, do you think that Erika Jayne might have jumped the gun on the comeback of this a little bit? I mean, her tickets are not selling. She's bringing up her friends on stage for more publicity. What do you make of this?
To be honest, I'm very surprised because, at least for me, huge Real Housewife fan, Beverly Hills has always been one of my favorites. I was so excited to see this, and I was like, it lines up with BravoCon. So many people are going to go. I thought it was going to be a win for her. So this is really surprising. And, maybe she should have let the dust settle a little bit more between this kind of scandal with her husband or ex-husband. But I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so I only read like headlines and stuff. But I mean, I think she's been cleared, so she is good. But I guess people just either don't believe it or just don't care anymore. I don't know. But I'm super surprised. And now that I know that I could go for $7 and I'm just like a 3-hour drive, I'm there. So I don't know. Would you
Yeah.
go see her, Morgan?
Um, it's kind of like, would you go see Tom Sandoval in The Most Extras? Like, yes,
Really?
but
Same. Okay.
only to say that you were there. You know what I mean? Just to
Hmm.
experience it, just to have boots
Sure.
on the ground. I think for me personally, I do want to say that I think it's great for Erica to get back out there. And what I really like about this is, Erica's in her 50s and she's crushing it in a Las Vegas residency. I think a lot of women would be scared to put themselves out there the way that she is doing it. And I commend her for that. What I struggle with is not, like you said, I'm also not a lawyer. So the legality of it, like, we're never going to know the intricacies of all of the legal stuff. Even if we read every news article, we're just not going to know every single little detail. My thing with Erica is that she hasn't had enough of a redeeming season for just acting mean, towards other cast members. It's
Mhm.
been 2 full seasons of her going through this situation with her estranged husband. I don't even know if they're in the process of getting divorced. But other besides the legal drama of what went on with Erika Jayne, she just acts like a jerk all the time. At least that's how her edit comes across. And I feel like she needed at least one season under her belt of being a little bit more lighthearted, of not like jumping down people's throats when they ask her a question. And I think that's why this isn't doing so well. Maybe she'll have a better season this upcoming year and she should have waited it. I don't know. I don't know.
No, that really makes sense. I get where you're coming from. She definitely isn't the most likable housewife. Maybe Sutton will become a pop star and we could go see her.
Sutton and Garcelle. Oh, could you imagine if they did
Yes.
like a
Dream
cabaret
team.
like Luann? That would be amazing. Okay, let's put a pin in Beverly Hills and move on to Vanderpump Rules right around the corner in California. So Lala Kent is addressing rumors that she's feuding with her co-star Ariana Madix. So we know that season 11 of Vanderpump Rules has officially wrapped up, but the drama is just getting started. On a recent Amazon Live, somebody asked Lala in the there's like, you can write in a live comment or whatever, and someone says, "Can you tell us if you're really fighting with Ariana because people won't shut up about it?" Her response, Lala's response, was very shifty. She gave some pretty vague responses. She gave some interesting facial expressions. What she said to that question was, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." But then she kind of made like a facial expression that indicated otherwise. But then she said, "You guys are just going to have to see how this season plays out when it airs. It is the funkiest season I have ever filmed in my life." Do you think Lala and Ariana are going to have a feud, and why would they be fighting?
Such a hard one. After Scandal and the whole fallout of everything, I kind of know going into the season it is going to be a weird one, especially with they still have Ariana and Tom both as cast members, but they won't speak to each other. How are they going to do group events? How is that going to affect the group? And will tensions rise? And Lala and Ariana have always had like I don't know, maybe not an off and on, but there's been some tension there at
Yeah,
times,
no, it
definitely.
has. I think it
Yeah,
has.
and so I think it tracks, and it's very Lala of her to like kind of do those facial expressions, and I kind of want to go see the Amazon Live now. I need to see that for myself. But I think it's possible, and I could say that one thing I'm annoyed about this season because of the popularity of the show all of a sudden, because it's kind of been under the radar for the past few seasons, is I feel like I've already seen it. There's just so many
Yeah.
like posts and videos and stuff like that. So I've been trying to avoid so I can go into the season with kind of clear eyes and kind of take it all in as the show is meant to be. I don't know. What do you think, Morgan?
Yeah. I was pretty vocal about, when Scandival happened, Lala was very much so. There's no other way to put it besides like the loudest person in the room. Even at the reunion, Lala and James were really the ones that were, really going in on Sandoval and Raquel and Ariana too. But I always found it just interesting because any other time Lala and Ariana would speak about their friendship, the answer would always be, "We're not that close." So I always thought that that was weird that Lala was the one that was kind of leading the pack when her and Ariana historically haven't been that close. Also, I just want to remind you, and I just remembered this, and maybe this has something to do with it. When Raquel was recently on Bethany's podcast, Bethany had asked Raquel, "Has anyone from the cast reached out to you?" And Raquel said Lala. She said Lala has sent her a DM and said that she would, sit down and talk with her, said she would do it on camera. So maybe that has something to do with what Ariana was upset about because Ariana made it very clear that she wasn't going to be friends with anybody who was associated with Raquel or Tom.
Wow. So that kind of almost solidifies that there's some type of feud. I did not, I've seen kind of tidbits of the Bethany podcast, but that one in particular, I don't remember seeing. So yeah, I think that really answers a lot of questions right there.
Yeah, we will see. I mean, I feel like the turnaround time for the season of Vanderpump Rules is going to be here before you know it because like you have to keep chasing the rabbit before you lose all steam. So we don't know when season 11 is going to come out, but we know they have officially wrapped filming. So sooner rather than later. Let's move on to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We'll go back to Beverly Hills, but the house husband, Mauricio Umansky, is possibly joining Dancing with the Stars this season. So there's evidence circulating the internet right now that Mauricio is potentially going to be competing for the Mirror Ball Trophy. There is not a video, a picture of somebody whose head is covered, face is covered, but entering the Dancing with the Stars rehearsal space. I believe this was on the Bravo Babes Instagram. And as you can see, we're analyzing bracelets today. So get your Inspector Gadget hat on because this account believes that these bracelets are the same ones that Mauricio wears. As you can see, we're kind of comparing them side to side there. I mean, what do you make of this? He would be a great pick, all things considered, right now.
Oh, it's so on topic of what's going on with Bravo with him and Kyle, and it's a genius choice by Dancing with the Stars
Mhm.
and a shocking one at the same time. I would just have never thought Mauricio would do something like this. And if you do see like the one on the left where he has his coat over him, he also has like his kind of signature scarf that he always kind of wears. He has like, he wears a lot of scarves. So I'm fairly convinced that this is him, and it should be really interesting. Is this the first house husband to go on Dancing with the Stars? I think
I think
so.
it is.
So, I mean, I think it could maybe set a precedent. Are we going to see a Joe Gorga next season? Like, I think it's going to be very interesting, and especially with Kyle and Morgan Walker and their music video. Um, it's just, will Kyle go and see him? It's just like it's going to bring a lot of eyes, and I think people are really going to be watching him.
Yeah, well, I think even specifically in more recent seasons of Dancing with the Stars, they have started to go down this route of picking the celebrities based on tabloid gossip. I feel like this really started with Olivia Jade. Whenever she was going through the college admission scandal, that was like the first time that we saw her after all of that went down. And ever since then, I feel like they've been picking people that have a story to tell because obviously Mauricio and Kyle have been all up in the headlines this year. We want to tune in. We want to see what's going on with them. Ariana Madix is going to be competing this season. So we want to see what's going on with her. We know Charity is going to be competing this season. How do you think Mauricio will compare to at least those two? Can he dance? Do we know anything about his rhythmic ability?
To be honest, I don't have the highest hopes. Maybe he'll make it to like a week 3 amount would be my prediction. But it's also interesting to see kind of what you were saying. That's a really great point. And Ariana specifically having like a second Bravo celebrity in the cast, third
Mhm.
reality star. And then I also saw a picture that looks a lot like Jerry, the Golden Bachelor, also kind of in the mix of people now.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, so I that's a lot of reality stars for one season. So it might be kind of having a shift in Dancing with the Stars, them seeing how they've had a bachelorette win twice, be a runner up. Like reality stars
Yeah.
are bringing an audience to the show. So I think it'll be so much fun to watch. And as a obsessed reality TV person, like there's nothing that will stop me from tuning in.
Yeah, I have to say I haven't like religiously watched Dancing with the Stars the past couple of seasons, but I would to see Ariana, to see Mauricio, to see Charity. So they're definitely doing the right thing strategy wise. Last but certainly not least, we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Season 4 premiered this week, and everyone is talking about Monica. Newbie Monica, we found out, used to be Jen Shah's assistant. She claimed in episode 1 that Jen tried to lure her into her fraud scheme before Jen was arrested. She reveals that she was approached by Jen and asked, do you want to be rich? Do you want to make over $600,000 a year? All you have to do is XYZ. Monica called her friend in Secret Service and he told her, get away from Jen Shah. She's going to prison. She was arrested 2 months later. I mean, Monica ended up being a witness in Jen Shah's trial. How crazy is this casting decision? They literally got a witness in Jen's trial to be a housewife.
It's completely genius. And not only that, like I feel like it has brings like a Jen Shah presence again, kind of bringing that drama
Yes.
back in because she was very close to Jen and she would talk about her other cast members to Monica. And so it's really almost bringing in her voice of like, oh, she told me not so good things about Heather. Oh, she told me
Mhm.
this about Lisa and her husband. And so it's kind of bringing that like life back to the show that I think
Yeah.
there was kind of their casting kind of decision needed to happen. It was kind of really dwindling down. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited about her as a witness to Jen Shah's trial, but also I think she's going to bring a lot of drama this season, as we saw kind of in the trailer. And I think she could be a possible iconic housewife in the making.
Wow. After one
I do.
episode, that's a
I
bold
have a good feeling.
claim. Yeah, well, she definitely is planting seeds that she's gonna be stirring the pot, saying things like, Jen told me all of these ladies' dark secrets. It is her first season. So a lot of times I feel like housewives have that pressure on them. You got to make a good impression or you won't be asked back. I feel like overall, I really did enjoy the season premiere. Like I said, Monica was definitely the breakout star. I think that it's kind of sad to say that the next most interesting thing about the premiere was the return of Mary Cosby, who's not even a full-time, cast member, but even just seeing her face, Whitney seeing her for the first time, she's like, hi, Mary." I mean, I know that Mary is a very polarizing character, but what did you make of her comeback in season 4?
It's so funny when you were gearing up to marry Cosby. I totally thought you were going to go straight to the bathtub with Meredith Marks because that was also a very big part of the season premiere.
Yes.
But Mary Cosby, yeah, she's just so outrageous. I don't even know what to say. You never know what's going to come out of her mouth. And I think
Truly.
she definitely adds a little spice to the season. I think I needed some time away from her, but it's kind of a
Yeah.
breath of fresh air to bring her back. And I just love the outrageous, kind of wild, you never know what's going to happen with them, you know? What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I said that 95% of the time I don't know what Mary Cosby's talking about, but she makes for good TV and you can't deny it. I will say I'm super glad that she's not a full-time housewife. I think,
Agreed.
she is a good fit for a friend of, especially because she bailed on a reunion. I feel like that is a cardinal sin in the Bravo sphere. You
Mhm.
shouldn't be allowed to be a housewife if you bail on a reunion. But she fits good as a friend. We will get her in healthy doses. She'll say these bizarre things, but we won't have to sit and endure a whole season. Before we wrap up, do you have any final thoughts about Salt Lake City? What are you anticipating for the season? What are you looking forward to the most?
That's good. I'm very intrigued by this Lisa and her husband mysterious rumor they keep alluding to. I've Lisa's grown on me. I really didn't like her in the beginning, and she's just slowly. I'm a Lisa stan now, and it's almost the opposite has happened with Heather, where I really, really liked Heather, and then that's kind of gone downhill. So I'm interested to see kind of where I'm at the end of this season with the different people.
Mhm.
And can we just talk about how Mary Cosby doesn't know her son's married? Like that was really weird too. It's just it was a solid premiere and I am very
Yeah.
excited for the season.
Yeah, I am too. I have high hopes, but honestly, not too high because I don't want to be let down. Last season was a little bit of a dud. So, fingers crossed that we have a better season 4, but I've heard nothing but good things. Let us know what you think so far of season 4. I mean, I know we're only one episode in, but what did you think of the season premiere in the comment section below? Or any other Bravo topic we talked about today? Mauricio joining Dancing with the Stars, Ariana, and Lala. We'd love to hear from our shared news family. So be sure to drop a comment before you go. Subscribe to our channel, ring the bell so you never miss out on any Bravo updates. As always, I'm your host, Morgan Wright, joined today by Kayla G. You can come say hi to us on our social media pages. Our handles are on the screen right now. If not, we'll see you back here next time on another shared news panel. Bye, everyone.